So yesterday, November 19th, was the launch date for Google Stadia, and as history will go down and write it, it'll be the greatest launch in video game history. No, it won't. If you're interested in videos like this, reviews, news about Google Stadia, and of course just my opinion on the gaming world, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that bell notification to keep you up to date on when my new videos will go live. Alright, I've made a couple of videos on Google Stadia at this point, and I am a fan of what Stadia is offering / promising, or I guess was promising, because today is November 20th. I have a Founders Edition pre-order, and if you are unfamiliar, Founders Edition was essentially the first batch of pre-orders that Google was, offering for Google Stadia. After that, they did the Premier Edition, which is pretty much if you want to get in on the ground floor, this is what you're going to get, but you won't have the Founders Badge. I don't know if the Buddy Pass is included. I don't think it is. And also, you have a different color controller because you don't get the exclusive blue controller. But here we are, November 20th, and my package just finally shipped earlier this morning, which, okay, hardware issues might prevent delays or might cause delays in shipping. Okay, I can understand that, but Stadia is a digital product. It is something that as soon as it launches, boom, you should have instant access. Of course you should. It's how anything digital works. You pre-order a game digitally, you get it unlocked at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time usually, and you can play right away. In some instances, like the Outer Worlds and Call of Duty, you could play even earlier than that on PC. And the thing is, Google is this huge company, bigger than Activision, bigger than Obsidian Entertainment. So why can't Google be able to be right then and there where they need to be to have this service live? The big problem is that some people are having, and it's not really too much for me because, I'll get into it in a second, but one of the reasons people really wanted to pre-order, or at least like the idea of it, was they could have their first pick at a username for the Stadia platform. And for some people, that means they have a very limited option of what they actually want. Now, me, if I were to go and make my username, chances are it's probably not going to be taken. If it happens to be taken, it's because either I have an awesome fan on here or someone who just wants to screw with me. Either way, I think that's kind of cool. But I have a few usernames that I could absolutely use and not be offended if I have to use one. However, that's not the case for some people. So there's a lot of people upset that they didn't get the first come, first serve that Google was kind of promising, Hey, I ordered as soon as the launch went available online on June 6th, and not only am I still waiting for my package, I still haven't received my code to even try out Stadia. Now, obviously, since the launch yesterday, more and more people have gotten their codes, but I'm still sitting here not having it yet. At this point, I was assuming I would have had a stream of the show, or a stream of Stadia, at least my first impressions review up. I can't do anything regarding Stadia when it comes to how it feels for me. And the thing is, we're going to go ahead and talk about how Stadia is getting responses from the gaming community. And I don't understand what the visceral reaction towards Google is when it comes to Stadia. Now, is this a type of platform that might be a little bit ahead of its time that I kind of mentioned in a prior video? Yeah, maybe, sure. Yeah, a lot of the internet infrastructure just isn't there yet across our country here in the United States that is a viable option for a lot of people. Now, I don't live too far from Chicago, so I have the options to, be able to play at a high speed. So I'm assuming I won't have that issue, even though people with similar speeds of mine have reported issues. So it's kind of weird how if you have, a 300 plus megabit connection, you can still have these issues. But I want to go back to kind of what I was saying. A lot of people are having a very nasty reaction to something that they don't even plan on trying. And I don't understand why that is. Like, did Google offend you? Did it slap you? And I know Google has definitely found their way through controversies when it comes to data collecting and stuff like that. But imagine Google Stadia was releasing a subscription service akin to like a Netflix for gaming. Would that reaction still be the same? Would people be all over this? And I think they would be over a lot more than they are now, because you wouldn't have to pay for each game individually at a specific price. Understandable, because digital games aren't technically yours. And I mentioned this in one of my videos that I was holding my Nintendo Wii and said, well, I have digital games on here, but if something happens to this Wii, I cannot re-download them because the Wii shop no longer exists. And Nintendo has a weird problem when it comes to re-downloading games to a certain console. But the Switch is definitely fix that issue a little bit. So, rounding my point again is a lot of people's reactions have been negative. I don't plan on having that kind of negative reaction because I assume I'll be able to play at a certain speed, but the point is that I'm having a negative reaction without even touching the thing yet because the way Google has been handling this, they aren't being incredibly transparent, and as far as I know, they didn't send any codes out outside of business hours, so a lot of people are still waiting for codes. I'm at the point where I'm assuming I probably won't even be able to play tomorrow when my package gets here, which to not be able to play 2 days after launch is ridiculous, especially when it was a pre-order. Why is that? Why is that a thing that Google is doing? Google is a huge company. Google should not have this issue. Google should have been sending you a code when you pre-ordered. You should have been able to pick your username right then and there. There's no reason why you couldn't have at least done that part. And there's no reason why they can't just unlock that ability for you to play, maybe in conjunction with your Gmail account or a Gmail invite that you would send if you were buying this for somebody. There's no reason why that could not have been done. And the only reason I'm thinking of it, and they should be transparent with us, if there's a reason that their servers can't handle the amount of pre-orders they had expected and they just wanted to kind of slowly see how this goes, I can see why they wouldn't want to say it because maybe they'll deter some people from buying the product. But if this is the case, if your servers were not ready for the amount of people that pre-ordered it, why was it being released in the first place? This is, you are one of the biggest, if not the biggest tech companies in the world, Google. You should be able to handle this. And if you want to be taken as a serious competitor, which by the way, no one is doing right now because of everything that's happened before the launch and now with the launch and how messy it's been, people aren't taking Google seriously. And for Google to come back from this when the base tier unlocks next year, it'll be rough. And the only way I can see people latching onto the idea of Stadia is if they have exclusives that are so well needed that people want to buy their services. They find out that Guild, even though I haven't heard Guild getting the greatest reviews, it's not been bad reviews, it's just been kind of, it is what it is, $30 game, and I mean, maybe short, blah, blah, blah. People need a reason to buy Stadia, and I've said this before. Right now, they don't have a reason to buy Stadia. They have an easier way to get these games, and right now, if you want to play, you can't. I want to play. I want to try this. Heck, even having an extra Chromecast in the house is going to be an awesome thing to have for me personally. But I can't even do that. I don't have that option because Google's sending me my hardware 2 days after it comes. I still don't have a code. I mean, I can check my email right now. I'm probably not there. I haven't gotten a vibration on my phone. What's going on, Google? Why can't you at least be transparent? You are a big company. You put on your big boy pants and you can go out there and face the world and tell us, you know what? This is not just an issue of, oh, it just didn't go in the order. That's not the fact. The fact is you're a huge company that has an email service that is connected to everybody's orders. Freaking send their codes out. That's all it is. If you have to have people work overtime to meet this demand, you need to do that. When my company has issues with meeting demand with our customers, guess what? We work overtime. We work 60-hour weeks like I am doing right now. You can do this, Google. You're a big enough company. There's no reason why, first of all, this system should have been automated to begin with. Second of all, do better. This is not okay. And I don't like having a negative video like this, and I'm trying to be professional here. And Google, why can't you offer the same courtesy to us? And I know I'm just a small blip. I mean, I'm not in your radar at all. I get that, but we as gamers need to have this voice out there, especially ones that want to support you. We want Stadia to succeed. Why? At this point, I don't know. Maybe because it's a sunken cost fallacy, and I'm thinking, you know what? I spent $130, you know, I really want this to work, so I don't feel like my money is wasted. And right now, if I don't have my code tomorrow, I just bought a $130 paperweight. The controller looks cool. Chromecast is gonna be nice to have in the house, and that's cool, but I didn't have to spend $130 to do that. I already have Bluetooth controllers. I already have the ability to blast whatever I want on my phone onto a TV. It'd just be nice to have an extra one in the house because, you know, I'm superfluous like that, all right? Cool. This is just me ranting, and I just want to... Just, what is going on? Don't let this happen next year when the base tier comes out. Don't promise on things you can't deliver. This has nothing to do with the actual service itself because I am not going to be fair if I review something I have no ability to actually physically review. There's a lot of people that are talking about how Stadia, you should not buy Stadia, you should not be involved with this, and they haven't even actually done anything with it. Yes, Google has not been doing well. They've been fumbling the ball every time they're handed it. But I will wait until I get it in my hands. And unfortunately, even if I have a favorable review of how Stadia works for me, unfortunately, it probably won't be the same for you because, or maybe it will. But it's depending on everyone's internet connection, how close to a data center they may be for Google. And that's a discussion for another day. But Stadia, Google, you can't promise something. You can't let your customers assume they're going to be getting a product they paid for, that they pre-ordered. You know, the whole point of pre-ordering is to get that specific thing on delivery on the exact date it's supposed to come out. Why pre-order it? I've canceled pre-orders when I found out that, hey, I may not be getting it right away, and I just go to a store instead. If I could have just gone to Best Buy and got the Stadia package there, I would have, because you aren't cutting it. And Google, I don't like seeing this happen. Like I said, I want to be supportive of this idea because whether we like it or not, the future of gaming looks like it could go to this kind of service where we will be just streaming our games, whether we pay for them individually or a subscription service. I don't know, but point is, this looks like it could be the future. I want to be able to be a part of that, and I wanted to be able to support that possibility of helping a company pursue their visions for a gaming world. And right now, you're making it really hard to continue supporting that. And at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the week, I still don't have my code, just because the rate they are doing this at is just unbelievably slow. And I'm not the only one. Just go over to the Stadia subreddit. Just look on Twitter. You will see so many people. And I'm sure here on YouTube, you'll find out that there's people just waiting for a digital product to get here. People joke about atoms and bits and which one is faster, and right now atoms are faster because people's packages are being delivered before their digital code. You know, that little 16-digit code you type into your Stadia app on your phone and you launch it on your computer, your Chromecast. You are a tech company, Google. Why is FedEx beating you? I don't get it. So, did you end up pre-ordering Stadia like I did? Have you gotten your package and or code yet? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you have been a hater of Stadia, let me know that too. Why? Is it because they are thinking of a future way too early? Or are they being ignorant to gamers and asking you to buy into a huge price that you don't believe in the service yet? I know that's kind of a messy way of saying it, but do you not believe in what Google's offering? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Of course, that does help us out. Dislike it and tell me why you disliked it. Is it because of me? Is it because of Google? Is it because of whatever's on your mind? I don't care. Just let me know. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so you can get up-to-date notifications about Google Stadia, game reviews, and just everything else in the gaming world. And of course, if you entered into my Buddy Pass contest for Google Stadia, as you can tell from this video, of course, I don't have anything related to Stadia in my hands just yet, so I can't even give that away yet. But I promise you, as soon as my Stadia first impressions video goes up, which could be anywhere from tomorrow till next Thursday, because of the rate it's coming, I will announce that winner. And of course, I don't think Google's actually unlocking that ability until like 2 weeks after the launch date. So keep in mind, if you do win it, it will be just a slight delay from Google's part in terms of me giving me the code. And of course, I will be a lot faster than Google will because I can forward an email pretty easily. So that's simple. All right. Until next time, thank you and party on.